Heidi ho, my crafty friends. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. Oh, sorry. I fell right out of my chair. Today, I want to work in Grandma's attic journal. No, we haven't worked in this journal in a while, but I had an idea. And I want to make some layered pockets with this envelope that I cut in half. Now, it looked like this well, wait a minute, that's upside down. It looked like this to start with. And I just cut it right in half. So this was the envelope that was at the bottom, or not the envelope, good gravy. The window that was at the bottom, and I just cut it in half. And then I turned the bottom part like this. This was where the return address would be. And you can see what I did to it. And I'm trying to determine if this is going to fit on here, and I don't think it will. So I think I'm going to have to put it... Now I'm in my signature number 2, because it was the one that had the least amount... Here, I think I can put it here. It had the least amount of work done in it, so it was looking kind of lonesome. So I think I want to do it like this. But I want to put something in here and here with the picture. Now, I really like the inside of that envelope. I don't know if you've ever looked at the inside of envelopes, but some of them are really pretty. Now, this envelope is just a mixture of coffee and tea, and I dried them outside on a cookie sheet. I just drop them into my mixture, which the bottom mixture is tea. I let it dry outside in the sunshine, and then when it was dry, happened to have some leftover coffee in the pot, and I was doing some paper, and I just kind of threw these in there with it, and whatever happened, and I said, well, okay. So it just kind of got a little bit on it, and there it is. And I have some pictures from magazines that I cut out, just, from all over the place. And I'm trying to find one that will fit in this window. And if I need to, I'll just cut that off a little bit more. Oh, that one's pretty. So that one's a contender. And these are just all different things, because I use them in journals all the time. All the time. I use them for everything. I make, see, some of them are backed. No, that's from a calendar. Sometimes I back them on, that's from a little tiny book. I used to love my chickens. Sometimes I back them on cardstock, and I use them for little journaling cards. Sometimes I'll use them for little tucks. Now that's going the wrong way. So it just depends on what I want to use them for. But, oh, that one's pretty. But I use them a lot. Now, let's see if that one would fit other than trimming the envelope. Let's see here. So how is everybody today? I hope you guys are doing well. It is a rainy day here in southwestern Pennsylvania. Now, I would just have to trim that a little bit there. Oh, no, that's nice. PJ says Heidi ho to you. And I actually have a picture of PJ I can show you. Now, I am going to decorate that a little bit. If you would like to see the little peepers, I will gladly show you his picture. Oh, that's going the wrong way. Every time I start recording, he starts barking a little bit because he knows. I'll see, and I could even put that there because he knows I'm talking to somebody. He just can't quite figure out who it is. Let's see, and here's a little kitty cat, maybe. He just can't figure out who it is or where they are. My poor little man he's getting old. See, here's like the little cardstock. It's just about the weight of a manila folder that I back them on. I don't make them too heavy, and I think, no, that's going the wrong way. Okay, and then I keep them in these little zippered pouches, you know, so they don't get all scrunchy munchy like that until I'm ready to use them. All right, so I think that's the one we're going to use. Okay, so let's put these away. Okay. All right, so I'm going to keep the decorating simple like I did down here to up here. And I'm going to leave that picture in there so I know how much I need to cut off. And I'm going to go on and move my book over here. And I'm going to decorate the page also, but you know what? I'm going to go on and mark the page also. Here, let's grab a paper clip out of here. Or let's just put the whole box in there so I don't lose it. Okay, so on here I have a piece of coffee dyed paper. I have a stamp, a couple of stickers. These are all just stickers out of my sticker collection. And those are some pictures we're going to add. So I have a piece of, I will think of what this is called. And I think I want to add a little bit of it, maybe, over here. Now, let's see how that is going to work. Now, let's see how that's going to work on the page. Cheesecloth. You knew I'd think of it, didn't you? That I dyed with some inks. I just took it outside and sprayed 4 or 5 different colors of ink on it. Now, I do want my book page down there, though. I've got an old book sitting right here next to me with my ink and my stamper. And I've got several different stamps over here, along with a couple other things. I don't want the white, so let's just tear this off. This is a very old book. It's very soft paper. So now I will ink this up after I get this on here. But let's just see what we end up with. Now, do we want it like that? No, I do like it like that because I like seeing part of it. Okay, I like it like that. Okay, now let's see what stamps we have over here. I think I want to put maybe that stamp down here. And since these are small stamps, that's why I can just lay them. Oh, I like that stamp better. I think I can just lay the stamp there to see how I like it. And then maybe this stamp up there. Okay, I think that's what I'm going to do. So I can use a smaller. Let's see if they're going to fit on this one. They will fit on this one. What about you? Yeah, I don't have to use that great big one. I can stamp it on here on the page. And I'm just going to use my black ink. And I just have to get it off here. Oh my goodness sakes. Let me take it out of here. All right, if you're not going to cooperate, we'll just do it that way. Till I get you off of here. Okay, so I want the whole thing. That's why I was taking it off of there. I want the whole stamp. Let's put that over there. I want the whole thing to show up over here. So now I'm going to put this paper down. And then I'm going to ink the paper. I'm going to put that there. And you know what? I think I'm going to use my scorched timber instead. Because I really want it to look dark. Nope, that's the black. I don't want the black. Nope, that's the black. Now just trying to get the edges of this paper really, really dark. Okay, that'll do what I want. Now I can use this. I'll put this in the middle. Nah, that didn't do what I wanted it to do, but okay, it'll work. It'll have to do now, won't it? Maybe. Or maybe let's take this over it. Oh, that's kind of nice. I kind of like that. Okay, we're going to have to remember that. Okay, so now before we can glue this down, oh, well now I'm going to cut that paper off, huh? Well, duh, Lori. Goofy girl. All right, so how about we pick this up, tear that, and let's ink that again. Okay, there. Yeah, I didn't want that straight. All right. Now we've got that. Now, what did I do with the... Here. Now I want the darker green toward the top. And I want it sticking up a little bit. Now, you know what? I think I'm going to try this. I'm just using my soft gel matte medium, and I'm just going to stick my finger in it. And I'm just bringing a little bit of it. I know, for those of you that hate when I use my fingers, I'm sorry. But I'm thinking this is going to hold it better than that, than that art glitter glue, because I can spread it out a little bit more. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Okay, I want that up there. There, see, I think it's going to hold it better because it gives me a more surface adhesive on there. Adhesion, not adhesive. Good heavens, Lori. There. It just gives me an opportunity to spread it out. Where this, with that little fine tip, doesn't. And I like my finger. I'm just a finger girl. Now, where did my paper towel go? There it is. Hold on. Okay, now, you wipe that off my finger. And it wipes off much better. Much, much better. Okay, so before we put that down, let's do some stamping. All right, so we're going to put that there. And I'm going to use my Archival Black. And if this doesn't stamp perfect, all the better. That just is going to make me even happier. But before, and I know I just did that, and I'm going to have to come back and re-ink it. But that's okay. I just realized I haven't inked around the page here. And I want to do that. I actually want to use this. Get off there. I haven't done this, and I know what I'm going to have to do, but that's all right. Okay. Now, let's put some more on here. And that was the scorched timber that I took around the edges. Wow. See, never ever thought that would do that well. Now I'm just wiping my stamp off. Never ever thought it would do that well. Surprised me. All right, so let's put this back on here. We're going to put it back in here. Now, before I do the other one, I'm going to put that over here in my stack. I don't want that one. Now, I think I am going to go on and do this one. Then I'm going to do the green. I've got my forest moss, and I want to do a little bit of forest moss around here since I've got this green here. I want to add a little bit of green around the page and in through here. On top of what I've already done. Come on. Now I think this will fit on here. Yep. Okay. Okay, so this one's going here. This is going here. Down here, okay. Wow, that one did well too. So I think what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to put it back on here. Okay, so what I did was I just wanted to fill that in a little bit. with the rest of these little flowers. And I'm going to take my forest moss. Let's get this put back in here. And I could do the same with this, what's supposed to be lavender here. I could add some of that. Let's put that over there. Now I need to get my little one here. Come here. I don't want to mix you with the brown. Let's close you up. Okay, let's see here. Right there. Now, where's the other one? There it is. That goes right there. Okay. Okay. Now up here, I want to put a butterfly. Now let me find my little butterflies that I had. Here they are. They're in here. You're not butterflies. You're not butterflies. Well, those aren't the butterflies, are they? There they are. Now, where are the little butterflies I had? There they are, right there. You're what I wanted. The little orange one. Right there. Now, I do need to ink up his sides a little bit because he is way too white. So let's get rid of some of this white. Okay. Right there. Right there. Okay. Whoops. That's okay. I gotta seal that anyhow. Okay. So there's that. And here's this. Okay. So now let's get this sealed up here. Now what I want is I want this flower to stay. No matter what I put in there, I want this to stay. I don't want it to move. So what I'm going to do is I need to take it out. And I'm going to run a line of glue down the edges and across the bottom. And I know it's going to be a bear getting it back in there. So I'm going to be very careful. Or I'm going to try to be very careful. And down this side. Now, let's see if I can get it in there and not say a bad word under my breath. Okay, so I've got this open. And let's slide that in. Well, how about those apples, baby? Okay, so I'm still showing a little bit of that up there. So I think I'm going to take a little piece of that book page. Holy smackarolies. There it is right there. And I'm going to put this behind it. So let's just tear off another little piece of it. Come here. And like that, so that you don't see it. Just like that. Now, this piece is just, this poor book is so old. Excuse me. So I'm just going to run a little more of this over the top of it to give it a little more color here. But I don't want to see this, and I can't cut this again because I've already added everything. So we're going to do this again, except I'm only going to do the bottom, and I'm going to do the sides, and I'm not even going to worry about it not being straight. I'm just going to do it like this. And it ends up where it ends up, and however it does, it does. Like that. And I know my glue is showing up right there, but there's so little of it that it will dry. Okay, so now I'm just going to tear this off ever so gently. Just like that. Oh my gracious. And I still didn't get all of it. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just not going to worry about it. But I am going to make sure that it's down. Because anything I put in there, I don't want it catching on it. Okay. But I can, not those, I can oops, there, I just trimmed it a little bit. Now I don't want to trim that, but I will trim the back. Just a smidgy boo. There. So it kind of goes like this. It goes a little bit like this. So think of, you know how we take our little punch and we punch? Well, I cut it instead of punching it. Does that make sense? I cut it just ever so slightly instead of punching it. There would have been no way I could have cut through it. Let me show you what I mean. Like normally I would cut like this to give me that curve. I cut it and gave me a wider curve that goes like this. It goes from this corner to this corner. So it's a wider curve, which is what I'm going to do on this one. Just ever so slightly. It just goes ever so slightly across. Now, I want to make sure that this is inked back. Okay. Now, let's get them down in place. Let's get everything in place where it needs to be. Okay, let's get our butterfly down. And then we can glue it on the page. Okay. Now, I think I might want this maybe tucked under here just a smidgen. Just a smidgen. Like that. And then this little field label and this little guy I want attached like that. Just like that. And I don't even care if it's not straight. Doesn't make a lick of difference to me. Now most of this is all scrap except for these 3 pieces. Everything else is scrap. There we go. Everything else was done from scrap. The flowers, the book page, the envelope, the cheesecloth, all the rest of it's scrap. So if you have that in your house, you can do that. And this envelope was the same way. It was all scrap except for the butterfly, except for these stickers. And actually those stickers could be, oh, you know what? Maybe I'll do it this way. And those stickers could actually be considered, well, they're not necessarily scrap. They're stash. It's stash that has been sitting and sitting and sitting, and I never use it. So, as you just noticed, I changed the orientation because I like this cheesecloth sticking out. So, it's just stash that's just sitting. It's just, oh my gosh, it's just been sitting around and sitting around. So it's just scrap paper that, you know, is sitting around and stash that I have sitting around. And it's time to use it and get it, you know, and get rid of it. And I'm trying not to buy. There are so many things that I want to buy. Now, I did have to buy a new ink pad. So I do have a new ink pad on the way, a new black one. This one here that I'm using, I have had, literally, I have had it for, let's see, 5 plus 20. I have had it almost 30 years. No, I've had it, how long have we lived in this house? I've had it almost 21 years. And I've never had to re-ink it. I didn't even know you could do that, honestly, until recently. I bought it when I did, I bought it when I was doing scrapbooks. And I needed it then. And somebody said, well, this is a good one. You should try this one. Okay, I like that because I like this being free. Be free, my friend, be free. There. I mean, it does change the look of it a little bit, but I do like it. Okay, so in these pockets, who knows what I'll put in them, but in them, now I wanted to see, now where did they go? Where in the heck did they go? I had some pictures I wanted to put in them that I got out. Well, darn it. To put in the pockets. Hold on, maybe. Good thing about having a soft cover book, you can flop it all around. Oh dear, now I've just lost our project. Well, there's our project. Now, where did the pictures go? I got out to put in them. Well, darn. Okay, hold on a second while I get the pictures that I wanted to put in them, or at least see if they'll fit in them. Hold on a second. Okay, I found them. They were sitting right next to me and I didn't even see them. All right, so I want to see if some of these pictures will fit into them. Now that I see the pocket, I don't think they will. Now, you know, if this was my attic, they won't fit. This is my grandfather. A very long time ago. My grandfather passed away 25 years ago. And that's my mama. She passed away 3 years ago. And this is my family, all my siblings and spouses at my mama's day of, you know, when she passed away, we all got together and celebrated her life. And this is my son and his beautiful wife with my mama before she passed away. And those are the pictures that I wanted to put in there, but they don't fit in there. And those are the kind of things that you will find in my attic when I'm gone.